Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. Welcome to our program. We are here with Dr. S. Ranjan, who is a keynote speaker on energy medicine, medical acupuncturist, and holistic acupressure trainer. He's also a founder of Spiritual Doctors for Holistic Health, a platform which hosts talk of doctors, researchers from all over the world on health and spiritual science on a weekly basis. He's a certified meditation and yoga instructor from Gandhi Bhavan, New Delhi University. He's a panelist, COVID manual release from Gandhi Bhavan, Delhi University. He has also worked in government sector for 6 years as a resident doctor. He teaches mindfulness, stress management for more than 12 years. He's a regular speaker for NCSS, National Conference of Spiritual Scientists, organized by Worldwide PSSM, which is Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement, giving presentations every year since 2013. He has taught meditation at many colleges to many doctors at various hospitals. He conducted meditation sessions for Tihar jail inmates as well. He has lectured at various organizations like Translation Bureau, Home Ministry, NHAI, BHU, etc. He has been interviewed multiple times on DD International, Air FM radio. He is a member of Theosophical Society Delhi. He's a soul coach from Quantum Life University. He's a life patron, PSSA Pyramid Spiritual Science Academy, facilitated entrepreneurship mindset session for students of various Delhi government schools. He has also did dozens of videos on YouTube. He's a certified meditation teacher, certified soul coach, self-actualized leadership, award of excellence by International Association of Educators for World Peace, and UN affiliated not-for-profit body. Today we have Dr. S. Ranjan, who is writing a book on zero budget health. Thank you so much, Dr. Ranjan, for taking your time and being here with us. I'm really very excited to read your profile, and I took it as a privilege and an honor to introduce you. It is always good to know like beautiful souls out who are doing a lot of service to the entire world by providing your knowledge and educating them on both your health wise and also on the spiritual wise. It is really a great honor for me to be to introducing you on this platform. We welcome you, sir.
It's nice to talk once again on my favorite topic, which is zero budget health. I have passion for educating people about health. You are also a meditation teacher. But the thing is the gap between the understanding of common people, understanding of medical fraternity, and the wisdom of spirituality. So merging this gap, bridging this gap is a big task, and my role is in that area. You have watched my video probably. What do you think? How much expenditure we need for managing our health? I start my session with this presentation. How much money is required for leading a good health?
It is always good to know how much money you need, like for if you have a disease or if you have a problem, a health problem. It's always and being a common person, right? When you enter into a hospital, a facility, we always think about, oh my god, this is like a multi super specialty hospital, and I don't know how much they will ruin from our so-called savings, whatever we have saved for lifetime, and then how much we need to invest it to heal ourselves. So at least you'll secure like a 2 or 3 lakhs before you step into a multinational super specialty hospital, I guess. So that's what I think. So
Yeah. So most of the people have the same understanding, but this understanding has been cultured, has been programmed by the education system and the words of doctor and the belief. The thing is, if I am writing this zero budget book, health book, so the purpose, the objective is educating that it is not about the money or budget. For being healthy, it's totally independent of money. But in the practical scenario, if one has to visit a hospital, then the cost of health is so huge. For that, you mentioned some amount, 2 lakh or 3 lakh or whatever it is. For different socioeconomic class, this amount will vary. But the thing is, this cost factor depends on one thing: hospital. If you have to visit hospital, then there is cost. Depending upon the quality of hospital, the cost will vary. If we can decrease dependency on hospital, then cost will decrease.
Definitely. Right. Yeah.
So we have to understand science of health. It is possible that for whole life, in average, we take as 100 years for a average life. If is it possible that one need not to go to hospital for entire 100 years of age? If we understand science of health, it is possible. Another cost factor is investigation. If we are going to hospital, in the previous time, doctor used to rely more upon direct observation, clinical observation. But now everything is dependent on the findings, instrumental finding, what machines are telling. And with every investigation, cost goes up. So we have to understand how to diagnose health. And for in this scenario, there is one Dr. B.M. Hegde, quite popular in India. In the morning, if you have zeal for life, enthusiasm for your work, then you are healthy. Investigation are not the main indicator of health, but in this present medical culture, investigation have been made mandatory. If you will visit doctor, they will recommend you n number of investigation. So we have to understand science of health, natural and spiritual medicine. Beside the cost factor, the another I want to educate about one myth of incurable disease. There is one surgeon, retired surgeon, Dr. Bernie Siegel, who openly says there is no incurable disease. Every disease is curable, but you have to understand art of healing. You have to understand there is no incurable disease, but there is incurable people. Those people who are not open to read, open to learn, open to listen. We have to develop, cultivate reading habit, and especially if regarding health, this art of healing. If you will read Bernie Siegel, this myth of incurable disease will go away. And there's one doctor, the cardiologist, who suggests everyone to become a smarter than average doctor. See what happening in the medical field after completing the degree. Most of the doctor are not reading what is beside their curriculum. Life is much large. There's many more things to learn which is being taught in the main medical syllabus. In this present age of information technology, we have so much knowledge available through YouTube, through good books. It is possible to become a smarter than the average doctor. And
I felt like doctors will be more happier when you talk in their terms as well, I guess, because I was visiting a doctor during my pregnancy, and I was talking in the terms like, how the baby goes on the fetus and all of that. He felt so happy, and he was like, Did you study medicine?" I'm like, "No, sir." But they feel more challenged, I believe, when you ask the questions in their terminology, and it gives them a chance to research further, I guess. So I'm with you on
yes,
this, Vincent.
yeah, a good doctor has should read every day, because there's so much to learn. There's so Health is such a deep field, and a good doctor does read. But average, in average, most all doctors doesn't read. And there is so many more things beside the medical syllabus. This spirituality has so much to teach to medicine, the mainstream medicine. These doctors like William Davis and Dr. Bernie Siegel, they are living it, they are doing in their personal clinical setting, but it is not in the culture. It Another myth is regarding surgical disease. There is one surgeon at Australia, orthopedic surgeon Ian Harris. He has written a book, Surgery, the Ultimate Placebo. And now this placebo is a quite medical term. I don't know that you don't know about it or not. Let me first explain placebo word. Regarding this placebo, one very interesting study done by Dr. Bruce Mosley. He's a surgeon, and for osteoarthritis case, knee pain, he was interested to know, for osteoarthritis case there was a process of scrapping, and he wanted to know that which step of this medical procedure actually helps. So he was doing a study, and for few patients he didn't did any procedure, but the all formalities, that getting ready for the surgery, cleaning, draping, all was done. And it was so interesting to find that those patients who didn't underwent any surgical process, even they got cured. And one patient who was used to walk with a stick, that fellow became normal by this placebo surgery, SAM surgery. That there is no procedure, but that patient got to believe that procedure happened on his knee. So this belief that something is happening cures. So in this proper, this is known as placebo. All medicine or all surgery, or one can say most medicine and most surgery, are placebo. So Ian Harris is such a courageous doctor who is writing a book on this, that most of the surgery are placebo. Now, how much surgery is placebo? That's the matter of research and investigation. Most of the medical doctor, those who has to do research, are not open for this finding that this much is possible. If you will go and ask any surgeon or any orthopedic surgeon, most of the orthopedic surgeon will not be knowing this case, that such case has happened, that Sam needs surgery. It is published in the medical journal. Dr. Ian Harris has published a book, and there are many other books. Ian Harris is a surgeon, so I am mentioning that book. There is one book, Heal, which anyone can read. There is interview of around 15 to 20 health experts, and few of them are medical doctors. And there's one interesting professor at California, San Francisco. Dr. Dean Ornish. He's a professor of medicine, and he says 70% disease can be cured by altering lifestyle. There is no need of drug. 75%, which is huge. Even if one doctor has got to know that 75% can be cured, if we will do more research, this percentage may go up. Meditation, intense meditation, and various other aspects has not been included in the LSM lifestyle medicine, which Dr. Dean Ornish is practicing. Dr. Dean Ornish is practicing LSM. I will come on that, lifestyle medicine. Before that, I want to emphasize this, or I don't know you know Hindi or not. For
I know.
health, there is one good, the Hindi of health is swasth. In Hindi, it is swam mein sthit. To be healthy, one has to be centered in self. Then only you can be perfectly healthy. That means one has to come in the meditation. Then only you can be stable in yourself. You can be centered in yourself. So, and patient. When one person become a patient, when he goes to doctor. This patient word is beautiful. Every patient should learn lesson of patience. In life, if we don't have patience, we get irritation, we get anger, and irritation, anger, these all things become a stress. So if one has patience, one will be free from most of the disease. Cause of disease. What is the fundamental cause of disease? Lifestyle medicine, which Dr. Dean Ornish and many good doctors in the medical fraternity, at least these doctors are bringing some hope. Lifestyle is being discussed that this is the one of the cause. In lifestyle, stress is so obvious. What is stress? We think so much, we worry so much, we do complain, blame, irritation. This becomes stress. So we have to understand stress and we have to keep ourselves free from it. Beside lifestyle, those aspects which is yet to percolate in lifestyle medicine is energy concept. Energy, we are energy beings. We eat for energy. But how this energy circulates in our body, it is not yet practice. It is meridian, nadis, chakras, and aura. So if you want to become a smarter than most of the doctor, you have to understand energy. There are 6 chakras, 7 energy centers, and one has to understand about the mind. 97% disease are psychosomatic. As is our belief, our thought, so is the physical body. In the mind, beside the belief, it's emotion. What we feel. Do we feel angry? Do we have fear? Do you have anxiety? These emotions we have to understand and we have to master them. And there's one spiritual aspects, karma. And there's one doctor, Dr. Brian Weiss, who was psychiatrist earlier. He discusses karma in his book, Through Time into Healing. If we can understand these things, disease can be cured. Stress is the most profound factor for health. So I will describe stress a little bit more. I am suggesting 5 practical tips how to decrease stress, how to eliminate stress from your life. First, we will decrease by deep breathing process. Have a habit of deep breathing. Whenever you feel that you have any anxiety or any unwanted emotion, breathe deep. Deep breathing will change state of your mind. You can put your non-dominant hand on your navel. You can do it right now. Put your non-dominant hand. If you are righty, put your left hand on your navel and breathe deeper. Your abdomen, your navel, area below navel should move with each breathing. We have to understand importance of breath. By mastering breath, so much can be done. Beside breath, to decrease stress, we have to develop mind mastery. And in the mind mastery, one of the main thing is expectation and complaint. Decrease complaint in your life. Take responsibility of your life. Or in a spiritual term, take responsibility of your karma. Learn to have zero complaint, zero expectation. Buddha says that expectation is the cause of misery. If one can have zero expectation, then it's possible to live life free from all suffering. And our speaking habit. Most of us has tendency to speak too much unnecessarily. Learn to speak precisely, to the point. Preserve your energy. If ever you have to justify for your words or for action, then it's not precise. If you speak less, your speech will become precise. And fourth practical tip for stress-free life is classical music. One should listen classical music more and more. And if one can give time to learning it, then that's best. If you can manage to learn music, classical music, or at least listen. One can listen music at any time, while studying or while doing normal work, while walking. And this music can be combined with a meditation practice. For a stress reduction, meditation is highly recommended. And related to meditation, there is one guided relaxation process called Yog Nidra. If someone finds difficulty in meditation, then one can also try for Yog Nidra. But if you can meditate, then that's best. So Yog Nidra and meditation will relax your body, will relax your mind. If you will practice these things, stress will go away from your life. And karma, it's a little bit spiritual term, but we are listening since ages about karma. Whatever we do, we have to face. There is no escape. It is not like that you will do something, some bad things to earn quick money or for satisfying your desire, and later on you will do some donation to balance the karma. It doesn't happen. You have to bear consequences of your deeds, your words. There is no escape. And karma runs across incarnation, across generation. One cannot see the effect, but some effect is coming. Then some factor is there. In medical term, there is, when they can't understand why disease is happening, they just say it's idiopathic. Idiopathic means cause unknown. It is not like that. Cause is there, but we are not understanding the cause. Their cause is in karma. For balancing the karma, one good thing we have to practice is, instead of I, we should practice we. And the word illness become wellness. When we drop I concept, when we drop selfishness, when we think more about welfare of all, when we practice togetherness, there will be wellness in your life. Karma is a much deeper term. Be honest in your life, take responsibility, never run away from your responsibility. And even if there is conflict anywhere, ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness is helpful for balancing karma, and one should live life for service. Purpose of a life is service. We should give, and we should give as per the soul signature, as per the soul uniqueness. No soul is equal to any other. So your soul mission or your soul contribution will be unique. So this understanding your uniqueness happens when one know thyself. Know thyself. Know that you are a soul. Then uniqueness will come.
So for,
And
if I may interrupt you, sorry for
yeah,
interruption,
please,
but
please.
I just want to check, like for a common person, if you say that, hey, this is the thing what you have to do, or you have to practice all these things, it would be like a Greek and Latin words for them, right? So being a doctor, how do you educate them? How do you tell them in the layman terms, saying that this is what you have to practice and all of that stuff?
Karma is quite advanced term. I don't first I educate for meditation. One When one understand the meditation concept, when one become peaceful, then I advise for some volunteering or some contribution. I suggest to read book, to read Brian Weiss, to read uh, Robert Schwartz. If one can will go through that karma concept, education on the patient level is the more regarding stress, that decrease stress in your life, decrease expectation and complaint in your life, develop mind mastery, understand your mind, improve your emotions, positive emotions. See, when one knows it, you are familiar with the meditation, so for you many things are quite common, quite natural.
Yeah.
For new people, it is a big learning,
Right.
that decreasing expectation, decreasing complaint, speaking less, listening music, sitting in meditation. So for karma, I don't go much. I recommend books, and then when one is ready,
Yeah.
they will reach to this presentation. That service should be the goal of life. And service, first start doing service, become volunteer somewhere, donate some 10% recurring income. That's the very common practice in in Jainism and in many where they do recommend it, that one should contribute 10% for welfare of society, welfare of spirituality. Everyone is not practicing, that's another thing, but it is recommended.
Thank you, sir. Another
And
question
when
I
one
have.
and when one
Yeah,
is
go
doing
ahead.
service, then search for uniqueness. What is a unique service? You are a unique soul. Like you, there is no soul right now on planet Earth, and no soul will be there in the human history, in the past or future. This unique service is so profound. And another myth is that in emergency, hospitals are required. What you will do if there is heart attack, or if there is, see, since we don't know about much about energy medicine, acupuncture, so this myth is there. Around 80% of medical emergency can be tackled if one has good understanding of acupuncture.
Hmm.
Like for heart attack, I am giving example because in the present time, the diabetes and heart, these two diseases have become popular. Somehow, from the nature point of view, it is not that it is a big disease, it is a difficult disease to tackle. In heart attack, we bleed one droplet from the little finger. It is not a very difficult procedure. But if one can do just one thing at right time, his life is saved. But this wisdom of acupuncture is not available to everyone. This is the situation of society. And if we are going much deeper in the this health science, we have to understand epigenetics. It is a quite a more scientific term, that expression of gene. Many people says that I have this disease and my father and my grandfather had this disease. So these all concepts are irrelevant if one understand epigenetics. So understanding this concept, first let me tell you that in your different organs, what do you think, genes are same or different? Like for liver or heart, the gene of the liver and gene of liver are same or different? What do you think?
I think it is same. Yeah, because all
Gene,
of our genes should be. I mean, the entire genetical system should be the same, right?
gene same, but one
Right.
gene is manifesting one organ, liver organ, another gene is manifesting heart organ. How it is happening?
No idea, sir.
Gene is same. You have
Right.
understanding
Yeah.
that gene is same. Then why that physical manifestation is different?
I think it's the. I mean, with the little amount of knowledge, whatever I have from the biology, what I read, like genes are comprised of the chromosomes and everything, right? So the chromosomes particles might be different. That's what I think. If
No,
you
no,
want me to talk, but
no, no,
yeah.
no. Chromosome are same.
Okay.
Chromosome are same. Gene are same. The difference is expression of gene. So this is genotype and phenotype. The two term comes, that expression. The expression of gene is phenotype, and it gets influenced by environment, by mind, by programming. So it's not about gene, it's about environment. What is the environment of the cell? What is the environment of that gene? That's regulate its expression. So if we understand this environmental control, epigenetics, so-called hereditary disease can be cured, can be healed. Or in the simple term, I should not claim big things here. So prognosis can be improved. That is for sure. The more research we will do, then we will come to know that how much cure is possible. From the spiritual point of view, all diseases are curable. And Dr. Bernie Siegel is saying the same. And another interesting concept is neuroplasticity. There is a myth that our brain is fixed. It is not true. We can change our brain. We can change our neuronal connection of our brain. Brain is very malleable. We have to learn to change our habits, our behavior, our mind. And beside acupuncture, I recommend EFT, emotional freedom tapping. There are various acupressure points in our body. Like one point, acupressure point is below the eye. So if we can tap this acupressure point and we can practice affirmation. Affirmation is the positive sentence practiced in the present tense. Like one Louis Hay popularized affirmation very much. But in the medical circle, it is not being used yet. Whatever we repeat, it gets fixed in our mind. Neuroplasticity is possible. Changing the neural structure is possible. Nothing is fixed in the body. Nothing is fixed in the brain. If we combine that affirmation with acupressure point, it is EFT. So in the popular EFT version, in my practice, I expand the practice of EFT. In the mainstream EFT, they just use very few points, but it can be practiced on any energy point if one has understanding of meridians. Body energy points are all over body. Nadis are all over the body. It is not only on face and the upper body. Dr. Dean Ornish, heart blockage can be reversed. He has proven it, and he is proving it for last 40 years. If any person is suffering from the heart problem, he or she should read Dr. Dean Ornish. This is the future of medicine. And Dr. Dean Ornish has declared himself, although he is a professor of medicine, he has declared himself no drug, no surgery doctor. Such an interesting man. But we have to understand lifestyle medicine. And in the lifestyle medicine, that food, sleep, and movement and love is the main factor. But there are many factors. Different experts combine different terms. Dean Ornish uses 4 terms in lifestyle. Jasmuheen, a spiritual teacher, she describes 8 factors in lifestyle. It is an evolving field. So the more understanding we have, the more things we can put it in it. So by understanding lifestyle, energy, mind, karma, every disease is curable. There is no incurable disease. And that too without medicine, without surgery. With this, I want to conclude. The main point from the practical point of view to decrease the stress is meditation. So if you will suggest, I will take in the meditation, and in meditation I take with the classical music, specific music. There is branch music healing, music therapy, very unexplored field. For different disease, we have different ragas. Like if you have headache, listen Rag Sohini. In the music therapy, even by listening, just by listening music, preferably with closed eyes, you will feel improvement in your health. And if you can combine music with the meditation, then obviously the benefits of meditation and benefits of music will added. So I have mentioned few common disease, headache, back pain, joint pain. For listen these ragas, I have mentioned the disease with which people fear, cancer, and the common disease diabetes, BP. I have n number of patients who have reversed their diabetes, who have reversed their thyroid, who have reversed their BP medicine. They are free from medication now. Every disease is reversible. Every disease is curable. From the medical legal point of view, different words have different significance. So in the when I have to talk publicly, then I have to be more conscious that which what term I am using. But in the spiritual circle, it can be said every disease is curable, every disease is reversible, and that too very easily by understanding music meditation, by understanding lifestyle, by understanding affirmation, meridian. Keep educating yourself continuously. There is so much to learn, so much to read, and number of scientists are doing so many work. Never think that you know too much. What happens many times if we don't have that any difficult health issues? We think I am healthy, so I don't need it. See, health is such a issue that if someone in your family get to suffer, then whole family gets affected.
Right.
So when everything is normal, educate yourself. Read good book like Heal. Read Dr. Bernie Siegel, Dr. William Davis, Dr. Dean Ornish. So I can recommend many books, but one book is that the most suitable for reading is Heal.
Heal. Okay.
So everyone will get to know some new things because there is interview, there's words of around 20 experts. So no matter how much you know, you may get few points in from this book. But if one is a good practitioner, one who knows so much about health, then there are other experts like William Davis and Bernie Siegel and Dean Ornish and and Dr. Brian Weiss regarding karma. Education is needed. Continuous education is needed. Education regarding health point of view is needed. Keep learning, keep growing. Health is easier to manage than most of us think. And even it is possible in 100 year or in few decades, it is possible that disease will get evaporated from the humanity. If everyone come to know these all wisdom and if they are started to live it, then there will be no disease on planet Earth. But that's a quite far future. Right now we should just focus on music meditation. That is the need of our. So
Have that positive affirmation saying that one day the world is free of all the diseases and everybody is so healthy and living happily. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your wisdom. And really, I really thoroughly enjoyed the way how you have been educating all these things. And the best thing what I have learned today is like the swasth mein sthit, swayam mein sthit, swasth is swayam mein sthit. It is amazing, sir. It's like every day we talk about swasth and everything, but still that the word itself is very, very invocating actually. So I really enjoyed it, and I've made some notes as well. The points, whatever you said, there is no incurable disease, but there is incurable people. Wow, that is really amazing, right? Like the way how you talk to people, and then you can actually implant that particular. What do you call the way how they should visualize, or how they should change the positive thinking. All of these you can change, but there is no incurable disease, but you can still cure the people with your positive talks, and motivating them into the right path so that they can get their health better. This amazing, sir. Really, really great. And today the one word which I've learned is placebo. Amazing. It's really nice. So I love to learn new medical terms, and today it's really very nice. I have learned quite a few of them. So thank you so much once again, Dr. Ranjan, for your time, for your valuable insights on this thing, and good luck with your book. And I am eagerly waiting to read the book from your wisdom. So thank you so much once again, sir.
Thank you, Dipti. I am passionate to share wisdom which I have acquired through my life journey, through my clinical experiences. And there's so much to learn, so much to share, so much to explain, so much to teach. Any 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 specific query?
Anybody wants to ask any questions? Whoever is here. The one thing which I thought of asking is like nowadays about the parents pressurizing the kids, right? Like you have to become in your career, you have to set your goals, and you have to become a doctor, or you have to become an engineer, you have to be a software professional. And these days the kids are unable to handle that stress, right? And that is where the depression, and especially when I see here in Atlanta, I have quite a few of friends kids who has passed away or who had committed suicide just because of the depression and anxiety. So I know like kids can be thought like, okay, this is not the way how you should think and all. But what is your suggestion, or what is your advice? Is it like the parents whose mindset needs to be changed, or is it like, is it easier for kids to be changed? Can you please share some of your knowledge?
Yeah. Obviously, in this scenario, parents needs more education. That parents should not think that they know everything. And in this scenario, the mixing of culture will be helpful. If we travel different countries, we expose ourselves to different culture, how other people are handling their kids, their life, their education, then our mind will get broadened. There are n number of things in in every field one can make fortune. It is not like that only this sector is a good sector, good career option. In every field one can earn good name and fame. Money and name is independent of the particular profession. It's about passion, it's about expertise, it's about your giving attitude. The more service oriented one can become, obviously more people will regard you.
Right.
So watching good movies, like last year or second last year, I watched one movie named Chichore,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or Three Idiot, Amir Khan.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
that movie, it is described that it is not the career option. Do what you love. So parents need education, and they need to watch these movies and expose to different culture, travel to different countries, meet different people, successful people of different professions.
Right. Right. Yeah.
In every profession, there are celebrities. In every profession, there is leaders. life is not dependent on one sector.
Right. Yeah.
We need health, we need art, we need science, we need agriculture, we need sports, we need politics, we need everything. It is a very narrow mindset that only this profession is good.
True. Yeah. Thank you, sir. That was really valuable. Actually, I have seen people suffering, and I've been telling them like this is not the way how you should lead your life. And I also feel that there is this belief system which we have been raised around, and that is what is causing more pressure on the parents and also on the children, I guess. So I think we have to come out of those barriers first of all and clear of all your fears and blockages. That is when I think you will understand the purpose, like the life purpose, and you will really understand the reality. That's what I felt. So it was good to know your view on this one too. Yeah. Anybody has any questions for our doctor?
Yeah, Dr. Ranjan, you were speaking about acupressure points, doctor.
Yeah.
Is there any acupressure point for cough, to cure cough? Do you suggest any points?
Dry cough or productive cough?
What do you mean by productive cough, doctor?
Productive cough means when there is some expectoration, some sputum, something which comes out of mouth.
Yes, it's productive.
Productive.
Yes.
When it is productive cough, then one has to sedate PC5. PC5 is 4-finger. Where the fourth finger comes, that is the PC5. One has to sedate this acupressure point. And for sedation, you have to press and hold for 1 minute.
Okay.
And do like this at least 5 times in 24 hours.
Okay.
Just press, hold, and wait.
Any hand?
Both hand.
Both.
Both hand. One you have to do one by one, both hand. This is the first level of knowledge. Acupressure. When a person got to understood acupressure point, then I add affirmation on second level. That when you are doing this, usually I recommend that for 3 days just practice acupressure. And then I describe affirmation as well. Why this symptom is. So cough is about expression. We need to improve our communication and expression. So I am good in expression. I speak with awareness of my sole purpose. I speak what I need to speak at right time, in right way. Main thing is acupressure. First, just start doing acupressure, and on the second level, add this affirmation.
Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Doctor,
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out, so under the cause of disease, energy, besides energy is called meridian. What is meridian actually?
Meridian, also known as nadis, they are energy channels through which prana is flowing.
Oh,
You might have watched a spiritual reality video of meditation. In that spiritual reality video, it is being said that there are 72,000 nadis in our body.
yes.
So among these 72,000 nadis, we work upon the superficial 22 nadis, which are closed to the skin level, which can be manipulated by manual pressure. In the acupuncture, we use needle. That's the proper clinical work. By self, one can do acupressure.
This is connected to, it's connected to the needle, this one.
When we are doing acupuncture, then it's needle. When we're doing by self, then it's acupressure. Both acupuncture and acupressure has the same theory, same mechanism, but the mode of application is different.
Okay. But you should know the way, no?
Yeah, obviously, health is a huge field, big science.
Then other doctor, other one say Nidra Yoga.
Yoga Nidra, yeah.
Yoga Nidra.
Yoga Nidra.
Yeah.
Nidra is sleep. Yoga Nidra, you're doing
Yoga
yoga.
Nidra is conscious sleeping. Conscious
One-
sleeping under the guidance of an instructor, expert.
Okay. That you must practice.
Yeah, that there's recorded Yoga Nidra. One who is not very much comfortable with the meditation, for those people initially for 1 month or for few days, I recommend Yoga Nidra. Once one is okay with the 1 hour practice of meditation, then Yoga Nidra is not very much needed. If one like, he can continue. But
That means
meditation is main.
once you do meditation 1-2 hours, the Yoga Nidra is not necessary.
Then yoga is not necessary. But
Okay.
to enjoy, one can try a few times, but it is not necessary.
Okay, sir. Okay, doctor. Thank you.
But the practice of Yoga Nidra will add quality in your meditation practice. If you will practice Yoga Nidra for a few times, in Yoga Nidra there is guided relaxation methods, progressive relaxation. Doing the same in the meditation, the depth of meditation will increase.
Okay.
So although it is not necessary, but practicing will be helpful.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
The first research on meditation, the first famous research on the meditation is done by an American cardiologist named Herbert Benson. And he experimented on many meditation method, and he wrote one book. That's name of the book is Relaxation Response. So from the research point of view, from Dr. Herbert Benson, the meditation is mainly relaxation response. So if one can relax properly, then meditation is proper. In Yoga Nidra, mainly we do relax. So Yoga Nidra is also recommended.
It's just like signaling your brain, telling that you are being healthy and happy all the time, and that is the conscious sleeping.
No, it's not like that. That's affirmation that you are healthy, you are all right. Conscious sleeping is just relaxation. And in the relaxed state, whatever is happening, the sleep and dreams are still unexplored field. Why we sleep? Why we sleep for 6 hours? Why not 3 hours? What's the difference between the sleeping for 3 hours and sleeping for 6 hours? It is still not very much clear. Although medical science is saying REM sleep and non-REM sleep, in REM sleep we dream. Then why we dream? There's no clear clarity. In spirituality, little bit is popping up that our astral healing happens or like that, but it is still to be explored.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Yoga Nidra will help in understanding sleep, understanding dream, and much more.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions, sir?
Yeah, doctor. Namaskar.
Namaskaram, sir.
Okay, doctor. I'm just interested in the subject of acupressure. Just now, you doctor mentioned that there are 22 nadis where it reacts to our acupressure.
Yeah.
If you have time, doctor, could you please highlight where are the points and for what situation it can work?
Do you have any a specific question related to a specific disease? We can plan a different proper
Oh, I see.
panel. It is itself a big topic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But
If
right
you-
now I'm healthy, doctor. Just want to know because sometimes people can complain about headache, sometimes the spinal matter, sometimes toothache.
I have made many videos on various health condition. It is in Hindi language. So if
Oh.
you can understand Hindi, on PMC Hindi, there is a video, and even on my personal YouTube channel, I have made acupressure for many different health condition.
Oh, great.
So
In
like
English?
for headache, yeah, PMC Hindi. Just you will go to YouTube, you will type my name, Dr.
Uh-huh.
Sanjay, and the different disease condition. You will get that videos.
I see. Oh, okay. But we Malaysians are very poor in Hindi, doctor.
In English, I have yet to make videos in English.
Okay.
So if you have any specific disease,
Uh-huh.
you can ask right now.
Okay, for a simple solution. Okay, let's say we have headache, doctor. Just now you mentioned about the cough. Okay, 5 fingers down.
Yeah,
For headache, doctor.
headache is thumb. I will tell you 2 points. First point is the thumb. Press tips of the thumb.
Okay, all right.
Massage it, and in this you have to massage. This is known as tonification.
Yeah. Okay. How long, doctor?
Yeah, and you can also do the tip of the all 10 fingers,
Oh,
but
okay.
mainly thumb.
Thumb. Oh, okay. Both thumbs, doctor.
Yeah, both thumbs.
Yeah.
And right now we saw PC5 acupressure point.
Correct.
In headache we have PC6. It is in the same line but
Uh-huh.
with different height. For this we have to measure the 3 finger.
Yeah, correct.
Where is the 3 finger?
Yeah.
We have to tone. This is in the cuff we sedated. We just press and hold. In this
Okay.
tonification we have to massage. We have to
Oh, massage.
press and lift.
Okay. Oh.
So
Okay.
this will increase chi flow, prana flow.
Okay.
So in different disease, the different mechanism of energy.
Is
In
nothing to do.
In headache, we are increasing energy. There are different types of energy.
Correct, doctor.
So when we are doing the tonification, it is increasing the chi, increasing the energy
Energy. Yeah.
of that particular type. There are different types of energy.
Correct, doctor. Okay.
So it is much deeper topic, but so we have to understand where I have to tone and where it need to be sedated.
Correct,
Where
doctor.
we have to increase the energy and where we have to decrease energy of that type. Overall energy, we can't influence energy of the whole body. That particular acupressure point, particular energy point, that energy need to be sedated in some cases.
Oh, great.
Like productive cough, like BP. In high
Okay.
BP, we sedate energy.
Yes. Okay, doctor. Thank you very much. And then it's nothing to do with the mudras, doctor. Mudras,
Mudras are different signs.
different
Mudras
signs.
are different signs
Yeah.
that works on the 5 structural element:
Oh,
earth, water, fire.
Yeah.
And there are 5 elements from the different point of view. There
correct.
is structural point of view and there is developmental point of view.
Okay. All right.
So mudra is altogether different science.
Okay.
I
But it also
mainly
works.
I mainly practice and recommend acupressure.
Okay.
Beside acupressure, if one is familiar with the acupressure and if there is need of mudra, sometimes I do recommend mudra as well.
Okay. Understand. Mm-hmm.
But
You will
acupressure is more potent science, more powerful science.
more powerful. Okay, sir. Okay, understand. Okay, right. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Okay, somebody wants to talk. Sir, you want to talk?
Your voice
Maniam sir.
volume has decreased.
Oh, sorry. Maniam sir, do you want to talk?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a very big subject. You need a lot of things. It's not easy to understand this
Yeah.
session.
Yes. series of session is required actually.
Actually, very wide, you know.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, in fact.
Yes.
All right. If do we have any other questions? Do anybody else wants to talk?
Dr. Kaur
So-
was there. Dr. Kaur, she want to say something just now. She came.
Bhargavi, I think Bhargavi has
Yeah.
unmuted. You want to
Yeah,
talk,
good
ma'am?
evening. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Your section is very nice, and you told about music therapy and music meditation is very, very interesting. First time I hear. So my doubt is sometimes when I standing more than 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes I get ankle down, heel pain. So for that, any acupuncture?
Pardon, you repeat your question. What is your
If I stand or walk or something I do continuously 2 or 3 hours, I get pain, ankle down, heel pain. I don't know what is exactly that word. Ankle down, I'm getting pain. So for that, any acupuncture, acupressure, I don't know.
Yeah, you can massage your middle finger.
Not
and
hands, sir. Leg finger, leg.
Yeah, for
Okay,
leg
okay.
thing, the thing first thing is in hand, and then
Oh,
we
okay,
will go to the leg.
Okay,
In the hand, you have to massage your middle finger and ring finger.
okay,
The middle finger and ring finger in our hand are connected with the leg. So
okay,
we can massage the whole finger.
okay. If I support with the right leg means I need to do massage right hand only.
No, both
No
hand.
problem. Okay, okay, okay.
Both hand, both middle finger and left ring finger.
Okay.
This is the easy way to describe
Okay.
in this setup. And for the leg thing, you have to massage. There's one acupressure point called SP6. Wait and let me share the screen, then I can describe that acupressure point. Just give me. See this SP6 acupressure point is on leg above ankle.
Okay.
एक SP6 acupressure point in acupressure is very specific. When there is name and number signifies many things. So ankle, 4 fingers above the ankle on the medial side, on the inner side. This is the specific acupressure point. Massage this acupressure point for 2 minutes at a time and 5 times in a day. If you are suffering from that issue, then for most of the condition, 5 times in a day is recommended and at a time for 2 minutes. So this will improve the blood flow in the leg and pain will decrease. So there are more points, but at one go, one should recommend only 1 point or 2 points. That much can be practiced easily. If I will tell more, then what happens that person doesn't practice anything. So I will recommend just 1 point in hand, middle finger and ring finger, and 1 point in the leg. Do these 2 things and give feedback after a week. I am sharing my Telegram group link, so you can contact me there and give the feedback.
Excuse me, sir. Hands also 2 minutes for every day.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
At a minute, at a time, 2 minutes,
okay.
and 5 rounds, 5 cycle
Oh.
in the 24 hours.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. And once again, my heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Ranjan sir. Really, really, really appreciate for taking your time and sharing us a lot of knowledge. And I really admire your patience in handling each and every single question from the audience and giving them the right path and right instructions. And I always pray that you keep continuing doing this service and keep educating us every now and then, and grow spiritually. Lots and lots and lots of love and light to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dipti. Thank you for your time as well. Yeah. From the Georgia, you are doing anchoring for Malaysia.
Just a small thing, sir. It's just a small thing what I can do from my daily routine. That's it. I mean, it's not something great. When compared to you, all your souls, the service, whatever you are doing is really, really commendable. And I'm just being an instrument to help you out. That's the only thing. But it's, I mean, I really bow to you all for your wisdom and knowledge. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you, PHC Malaysia team. We are all a team actually, Lakshman sir and Sravana sir, for giving me this opportunity to interview and to meet such a beautiful soul on the earth. Thank you so much, sir. Lakshman sir, you want to talk?
Namaste, doctor. Wonderful sharing. Very, very informative. We learned a lot of new things, doctor. Thank you so much for coming to our platform, Pyramid Head Channel Malaysia. I think Dipti ma'am did a wonderful job. Very good interaction. She put the right questions, the right time. And a lot of people from the platform came to put questions. Very, very interactive, sir. I appreciate you for coming and really enlightening many of us. They all have health problems, small, minor problems, you know. At least you came at the right time. We just hope that we will overcome these small itches in life. And the one thing which you said, sir, if everybody can take up this wisdom, the whole earth planet will be free of diseases. I hope this message will go through the world. And with your coming of your book, Zero Health Budget, the impact will be, it will create impact, sir, throughout the world. So the sooner you release the book, the better, I think.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, each and everybody. Signing off. This is Deepti Anand. We'll catch up with the next session later. And please do subscribe to our channel, Pyramid Health Channel Malaysia. Bye.